Barker's in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? 11. What is it? Priorities in marriage, right? That's what it says, man. Let's go. What is that? Hey. Let's talk tonight, guys. What's up? What's up? What are you listening to? That is not cool. What's up? We are live. We got Instagram in the building. Facebook. What's up? What's up? Hey, girl. Hey. Shout out to my peoples in the CT in the building. What's up? What's up?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Oh, Mr. Barker in the building.
Always, all day,
You
every
was in
day.
your little zoney zone.
Yeah.
I see you, bro.
Hump Day Wednesday.
Women Wednesday, Wealth Wednesday. If you guys got to the bag today on these markets, put some money bags in these chats. I got excited today. I was like, y'all talking about this going bad. This is great for me today. I had a great day in the charts. Yeah, it was great. I'm getting my mojo back. Let's go.
All right.
How about you? How you doing? How you doing, lip gloss? Lippy glossy gloss. Let me see them lips.
Whatever.
All right.
Red hot.
You see, I put the lipstick. Ooh,
Got
he likes this red lipstick. He be telling me like, ooh. He told me the other day. He said, your teeth look good and everything or something. I said, my teeth always look good. This just makes it stand out. These are all natural white pearly pearls. Okay, don't get it twisted. This is all mine. Thank goodness I got braces when I was younger. But the whiteness, all that, it's me. All me. Ain't no veneers or whatever all that stuff is called. We real over here, okay? From head to toe.
I see it, baby.
Anyways, you like it? I put this little snap back really quick. Boop, boop.
I see it, man. You
Pray.
got that red popping in there.
Got the glasses.
In the camera. Golly,
What that doing? What that gonna do to you?
Okay, Jessica Rabbit.
Tell me what they gonna do. Tell me what they gonna do. Let me see what's going on. Let me see.
Okay, back up. Don't get nothing started.
Oh man, y'all! I'll end this real quick. 11 karat. You know what? I'll put it in the chat. I gotta go. I'll put a picture on it. Our notes. We gotta go. But anyways, what's up?
How y'all doing today out there? It's Wednesday.
I know it feels like a Friday or something.
I know the week is almost over.
I'm excited for Monday. Why? Ain't nobody need to know my secret.
I hate.
Y'all gonna see it on Monday.
I know some
Men
of y'all-
Talk. Oh, you got Monday Men Talk.
Yeah, I know some of y'all happy that y'all kids about to go back to school, eating up all the cereal.
Oh well,
snacks
in Georgia, but the people in my people's in Connecticut. We don't go back till September.
Oh yeah.
So that's a minute.
Yeah.
Like a whole minute.
But they getting ready.
They're getting ready. Our kids, actually, some of my clients go back on Wednesday next week, and our kids go back the following Monday, the 8th. So catch us live on a YouTube, Barker Family. We're on there. Let's jump right into it. First, put in the comments one thing you're grateful for. What is one thing you're grateful for? What are you grateful for, babe?
I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for Jesus, God Almighty.
Really?
Yes.
I'm grateful for. I told you this morning, to pray for me about something, right?
Yes, you did.
And what was that?
You wanted me to pray.
You know when they repeat the question back because they thinking.
Yes, I am. But you know what? Whatever you wanted me to pray for, I prayed for right then.
So you forgot.
I prayed for it right then.
If you didn't pray, just say you did.
No,
don't be lying about praying.
No, I'm not lying. I prayed for it right
then.
then.
Well, you prayed. Okay, so Brandon asked me this morning what I want him to pray for, and I said for wisdom in the charts, wisdom in the market.
So you did good. See your prayers.
And I had a little bit of additional wisdom.
That's what's up.
From mentors and things like that. So that counts. God was like, here you go, sprinkle some of these mentors around you. Go get this bag. So anyways, okay, let's jump right in. I'm grateful for
it was something that I was
for the positive moves today in the charts. It was great. It was a great morning, guys. It really was.
It was something I was gonna say I was grateful for that I don't never really say I'm grateful for. I can't remember.
Okay, well you think about it later. So all right, let's jump right in it. You guys see the title.
So we're going back onto the prioritizing marriage, right? Because if you watched my call on Monday, which I went
in. I'm gonna tell you guys right now.
You can check it out on Facebook.
Listen, for you guys watching this replay right now.
Did you put your YouTube on Facebook?
No, for you guys, I think I did. For you guys watching right now or the replay, please, like, honestly, no lie, like, for real, and it's not just because he's my husband and he's so fine, but because this call on Monday he did for the men, and just marriage or whatever you guys want to say, it literally, I believe, can save some marriages. Like, for real, he talked about men prioritizing their wife and their marriage. It was so good. I was in the background like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It was just so great. So guys, go back to the YouTube. We put it in our page. Share it with somebody. Listen to it. If you're struggling in your marriage, if you're having challenges, for the husbands out there especially, definitely go tap into that video.
On the Barker family.
And it's on our page.
B-A-R-K-E-R.
But it was about prioritizing marriage, right?
Yes.
So now tonight, I was like, well, we might as well keep the vibe flowing. I didn't get to respond to that, so I might as well be able to respond now. And I looked it up, like, what should we really discuss with prioritizing? We don't want to go back to what he said and reiterate it. And Brandon was like, I don't want to just keep going over the same thing, blase. So, I found and I looked up something about priority. It said 11 priorities in marriage, right? And then, so one of the other ways, before I go into that, one of the other ways I got into, like, babe, we should also discuss priority tomorrow, is, y'all know I'm reading my Happy Wives book. I'm about to finish it, y'all. I'm finishing all these pages in like 4 days. It's been so good. And it happens to be, I'm on this chapter when she's in, I think, Australia. Yep, Australia. She meets up with this couple. They've been married over 40 years. And he says, she explained that though her schedule picked up, their marriage remained their priority. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is what Brandon and I was talking about the other day. This is like a sign from God for me to talk about it tomorrow. So then she said, for instance, even setting a date night. And we all know we've been talking about date night for months. But they're like, set it. Like, these guys, this couple, this lady and this man, for over 40 years, every Wednesday has been their date night.
Wow.
Every Wednesday. Like, if he worked overnight and she worked the morning shift, before he went to work, they would have their date night. If it was dinner, if it was a little movie, if it was, whatever. But they intentionally set that time for themselves.
So he worked that night?
He worked that night for a couple of years, and she worked mornings.
Oh, wow.
So they prioritized their marriage by always making time for each other, especially Wednesdays, and at least once a week having a family meal. Like, family. Every day they sit together and eat. Every morning, like, so she was saying that before she would go into work, because she worked from home.
Yeah. Before
she would go to her office, he would come from work, and he would sit with her for breakfast, and they would talk. Like, this was their routine. Like, he comes home from work, she would have breakfast, then she'll go to the office.
Well, that's good for anybody that's working that graveyard shift. This is some good information for you guys right here.
Yeah, it's really good. It goes on to continue. They adjusted their schedule, so one of them was always home with their child, because they eventually had a child. They said, there's a trade-off in marriage. They told me you have to be willing to put in work. So it's a big deal when it comes to prioritizing your marriage. You got to be willing to put that in there. I think that's one of the top.
Yeah, that has to be. You got to keep building.
Mm-hmm. And then, so that's prioritizing, right? Let's see. But as much as they're together, they cherish their time apart. So he talked about prioritizing marriage. So then I said, okay, well, how else can we get into this? So then I found the 11 priorities in marriage. The first one is spouse. Babe, what did you put about spouse? So so the first thing you should prioritize in your marriage is your spouse. That was like ding, 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 ding.
And so when it came to putting your spouse, the first thing that I thought about that coincide with that is really listening. Listening to your spouse. And that right there is got to be very important, because you got to hear and understand what they're saying. And I was gonna say a lot of disagreements come into the relationship when somebody don't know how to communicate their upset, or they don't know how to communicate with their
spouse.
Don't
give them too much sauce about the other one.
Yeah, well, they don't know how to communicate with their spouse, or that the person is not really hearing what the needs are. Like men, or as far as from coming from a husband, if you're frustrated about something, if a wife listens, it might be saying he just needs help.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, if you're thinking about a rebuttal and thinking about just arguing back with him,
so not being attentive,
and not listening with empathy, then that right there, you miss the whole thing. And he might be crying out for help, because a man is not going to say, "Can you help me?" or like that. They're not going to really just come out like that, because not much, because we're more an independent species. You know what I'm saying? We do things like independent. We don't feel like we need anybody to help us with anything. You know,
they're weird.
And so the way we go about help when we get frustrated is kind of in an argumentative way, or a disagreement type of way, type of vibe, and we really don't know how to communicate that. So really listen to your spouse. As far as a woman aspect, it's the same thing. When you might be thinking your wife is bickering, and you're like, man, all she doing is just bickering. What does that mean? That she might be crying out for help with something that she needs. And but you're listening to it as bickering, when it's a crowd for she just wants some help, or she just wants some love, or she just want to feel needed.
Yeah. So when you say the needed part, when I look up the information about the spouse, it went into saying the spouse is first, which means, like Brandon said in the men's talk, it's not marriage. It's not career. It's not kids. It's not family. It's not your friends. It's not your neighbor.
It's not your hobby.
It's not your hobby. That's what it says. And people think it's like, oh, cliche. Of course, spouse is first. Well, we would think it would be, but you'd be surprised how many marriages are out there that they're so heavy on their career, for example. Like, career is a number one, like, honestly, no lie, like, killer in a marriage. Like, it really is. Like, I've talked to people where, for example, especially like the law enforcement, like he's a sergeant, she's in the captain or something, or another police thing or whatever it is, but the career gets so caught up. Imagine, like, or even a nurse, for example, nurses. Y'all nurses be working 12, 14 hours a shift. That's a whole day and a half that you don't been home from the spouse. And then what if the spouse is also working half of those 12 hours? Now you don't even see each other.
So that's why career plays a major part, because think about the time that you're spending on your career or at your job, and that's where you're spending the majority of your time when you're really not at home. So
the next one is love. Prioritizing love in marriage. That's another duh. But the funny thing about these things is they sound like it would be so obvious. So obvious. But what is so obvious is the most things that are lacking in the marriage and people's marriages. Like, you think, of course, you got to show your spouse love. Like, you're married. You'd be surprised how many spouses don't know how to show their other partner, their partner love. Don't know to say, I love you. I think Brandon talked about this in his men's call. Like, saying I love you 100 times a day. It's okay. Like, it's literally okay. Like, if you tell me, I tell my wife I love you like last week, or in the morning and at night. Me and Brandon, let me tell y'all, me and Brandon, we talk 199 times a day, and out of those 199 times, we say I love you 199 times. It might be a quick one that we might slip up if he's getting on my nerves. I'm just like, okay, whatever, bye. Or vice versa. But telling you love them. Showing the love.
And it's amazing that,
it's marvelous.
It's marvelous that our pastor talked about this weekend. He was like, my wife, like, her love language is gifts. And he said she likes gifts.
He gave out my secret, guys.
She likes gifts, and she likes me to do things for her. But the main thing she liked for him is to really listen. Okay. And that's a who? No.
Yeah, no, be flexible.
No, that's the thing about,
Like
the love.
love. Show the love, baby. Show the love. Show the love. Physical, emotional, texting, all that. Show all that love, right? Multiple daily, right? The actions. Spice it up.
And guess what? When you show love, that's also just giving good energy. Right
There we
there.
go.
There we go.
There we go. Talk about this energy.
And that's how I was waking up Jen with the good energy. And so her day can go smooth. Even though she might be asleep, I might give her a couple of kisses on the forehead.
When's the last time you did that?
Well, you've been waking up on time.
Oh, look at God.
Yeah, so, but we'll do kiss after you wake up. But you've been waking up while I'm journaling, so
yeah,
I haven't really...
You don't even say nothing to me. So how about before you go and journal, you can give me the kisses, though? Like, maybe think about that?
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Maybe you should. Like, do it.
You said think about it.
You thinking about it don't mean you're going to do it, so you need to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to get you your kisses.
No, I like those kisses. Not just, oh, hey, babe, morning. No, I like those all over me. You need to go back to that.
You like the wake up kisses?
Yes. I think that's so, like, so amazing. So you feel loved. Love is a really big deal. That's why it's top priority.
Makes your heart flutter.
Yeah, it makes me want to be like, yo, what's good? Like, you about to go to work? Can you be late? The next one is trust. This one is, babe, go ahead.
So trust is
oh, wait, don't forget. You put the ingredient part?
Yes, I put it. So trust is the successful union.
No, you miss it. No, the most important ingredient
I was
in having a successful union.
Listen, I got it in my notes. Successful union is a key item you should prioritize, right?
So you didn't write it how I mentioned.
Yes, see, I didn't just do it how you mentioned.
No, you should have. It's a key ingredient. Now you made a whole sentence of your own way.
Yeah, because I want it in my own words. That's me. And so it's a partnership. You and your partner, right? Trust gotta be the number one thing. And guess what? The trust makes that person feel secure and safe, right?
If there's no trust, guess what, guys? Your marriage will collapse.
Yeah, because you gotta feel secure and safe. Just because you're not around them 24/7, you know what I mean? You still gotta have that trust. And when you have that trust, it's like, to that extent that, like, look, they're good, they're secure, they're safe.
Yeah.
I trust them.
One of the things about trust, babe, I mentioned was, it says someone you can confide in and tell your deepest worries and thoughts to without a doubt. That's a big deal, especially for us wives. Us ladies, we want our spouse to talk to us. Like, talk to me, tell me, what are you thinking? What do you want? How do you feel? I used to be like that with Brandon. What is it? And I knew he'd be thinking and he wouldn't tell me. I'm like, what's going on? Tell me. What are you thinking? What's up? And back then, he used to be like, I don't want to tell you, like, because you're either going to argue, you're going to spaz, you're not going to take it right, you just don't get it. He would tell me all these things. So finally, I'm like, let me work on calming down, let me work on myself. And now, I'm glad that I could be the first person that he calls when he has to tell something secret or deep or whatever. Before, it wasn't always me. Or he might have either just kept it to himself, or he maybe would have told, like, one of his friends or his brother or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, but also trust is, when it comes down to that conversation, she was like, tell me. Sometimes you, as a man, we don't want to respond. Sometimes we just want somebody to listen, and sometimes we do want that response.
Yeah, I remember a couple weeks ago when he was like, "No, I don't want you to answer." I was like, "What?" That was so rude. If y'all don't know, go back to my call. He literally told me, "Nope, I don't want you to respond." I was like, "Geesh." Moving on to the next one is honesty. Honesty. And remember with trust, guys, nothing is hidden. We're not hiding things. You're being honest. You're trusting your spouse. You're telling them what it is. Honesty. This is good because there's a difference between honest and what's that word that I told you about earlier? It's not fib. It's not a white lie. It's
not deceitful.
No. When you keep something on purpose. omit.
I knew you was about to come up with it.
Omission. So honesty and omission are the same, peoples. For all my husbands in the back. Honesty and omission,
back.
And all the way in the back. I need y'all to hear me. Ladies, if y'all here, tag your husband on or something. Give him the phone.
In the back.
Honesty and omission are the same. Some people feel, my husband used to feel that honesty and omission were not. He'll be like, oh, I just didn't really mention that part. I'm like, what? Why? You know, this is the past. I would find out, like, why you miss that part? For example, this did not occur. I hope it didn't. Maybe God enlightened me. Who knows? Because if it did, truth would be told. For example, guy stripped or in Vegas, and you talk to your spouse, and he's like, yeah, babe, went to the club last night, boom, 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 whoop-de-whoop, went to the room. Little do I find out, this is an example because this never happened, Brandon would be like cut off the head, boom, chopped. Little do you find out, spouses, that the friend is posting on Instagram some strip club moves after the club. And you see your husband in the background, he might not be doing nothing bad now. He might just be standing there like, eating the chicken wings. And that'll be Brandon, eating the chicken wings. And you see the live Instagram like, word? You told me to go to the club? Yeah, babe. And then what? No, I went to the crib. No, son, I see this live thing or Instagram thing that you was at the strip club and the chicken wing. And then he will be on some, the club. I just didn't mention the kind of club. It was a club. So then he'll go try to justify how it was a club. It just wasn't that type of club he told me. And come on, ladies, we don't want to sit here and be like a little kid. What type of club was it? Any hoes was there? Anybody butt naked? Well, you don't want to get into all this. Like, why? You shouldn't. Your spouse should just be trustworthy and honest and be like, you know what, babe, after the club, dudes wanted to go to the after spot, and it happened to be the strip club, you know. But I was just there. I ate some wings, kept it moving.
Boom.
Boom. What can happen now? It already occurred. I turned it off. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
What can happen now? Like, he already went. It already happened. Now what? What happened?
Go back.
Oh, who ended it?
You did.
How? I just stopped the thing. I mean, I tried to put the Wi-Fi. So anyway, so that's honesty, no lies, not being deceitful, open book anytime, and it's a big ingredient of growing a healthy marriage. Okay? So that is really, really important. What do you think about honesty?
So what I say, honesty is actually, this is where you need to grow in your marriage. This is where you start growing in your marriage, by being straight up forward honesty. Like, you pass the point of mature, being immature about it. When it comes to that, you know, I put comes involved. You just gotta be straight up with them. You know what I'm saying? Why are you at that age? You at that marriage? You at that point in your marriage where, like, look, I'm gonna tell you what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you on what's going on, because why are you hiding stuff? You know, like you said. Then you're gonna have a bigger argument later down the road, like Jen said. But just being straight up honest, it's like, at least at the time that you're being honest, that discussion can happen. And you can weigh out the pros and cons of the situation at that time right there. You know what I mean?
Which is good I mentioned the scenario, because I have a feeling that if you were in that predicament, because of where we are now with our growth, with honesty, trust, the way you've been showing love, the way that we are right now, and you know, this is not speaking for everyone, you have to go through different journeys and steps. I have a feeling that if this were to happen to you, I think you would probably call me before you would go. I think you might call and be like, yo, babe, they want to go to the strip club. You might even be like, I kind of don't even feel like going, or I don't know if you would even go. You might just be like, yo, I'm good. I think, and I know some people on the line probably be like, nah, he's a dude, he's gonna go see the booties, and then we don't know. You guys don't know Brandon's journey and his walk. You know, conviction is real.
Yeah.
Like, now that we're learning and we're growing in our bond and our commitment and our marriage, conviction on the simplest things of just even looking at someone else like before. You know, because even he told me that a while ago. Because I'm like, oh, look at, you know, I'm pretty sure you probably was doing this or looking at that. And he'll tell me, like, nah, I wasn't even, like about that. And it makes sense because even for me, I'll be honest with y'all. Like, y'all know dudes be sometimes wearing some crazy outfits with their little sweats and the gym clothes and stuff. I don't even be trying to focus there. I just, like Brandon said, he just be looking away. Like, I don't got time for that. Conviction is real. So, honesty, you know, trust. He would have probably called and told me, like, yo, babe, you probably would have asked me, like, what should I do?
And she probably said, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like it. But I've been like, nah, I'm sure.
Yeah, like, you probably would ask me, like, I don't even know what to do, babe. I kind of want to hang with the guys.
That's the setup.
But then I kind of feel bad.
Whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah, and then I'm like, go, you want to see some, you know, just be on the phone with me while you over there then. Put me on video while you're there. The next one is forgiveness. This is Brandon. That's all you.
Yes, so forgiveness is really important, right?
Here we go.
And this is...
Tune in.
This is for everybody right here. This is for the men. This is for the women. All y'all got to come together. Kumbaya on this right here. Right? So the forgiveness is pretty much to forgive just the way Jesus forgave us, you know, of our sins. So when you forgive somebody, it's not to bring it up again. It's not to ever. Don't dig up no old bones. Now, I did...
The devil will come, though.
Now, this is what I did put, though. And it is this saying that everybody say, I do forgive you, but I won't forget. Right? And what that means is, that means not to bring it up, but that means basically, I'm not going to put you in that situation or me in that situation again where it can happen. So when you say, I'm going to forgive you but not forget, so what you mean by the forget part is when something around that situation that looks like the situation that happened before, you're now aware of it.
It doesn't mean I didn't forget, so I'm going to bring it up every 3 weeks.
Yeah. It means I'm aware of, hold up, this looked like last time. No, let's go to the left instead of to the right. You know?
And also, sorry to cut you off, babe, but when it comes to the forgive and forget, also, when you forgive, like you told me today, I forgave, supposedly. That's what I said, right? And I'm supposed to kind of forget, but not really. But then what if, because I know a lot of marriages go through this, like they'll let that go, let the past be the past, but hold resentfulness for years down the line.
Or something triggers you?
No, you're just holding that you're just holding that inner anger. Like inside, you're like angry or you're just upset. You're just not letting it really go. So now it's hindering the marriage and you don't even know why.
Well, that's the thing, right? So when you do that, that's something that you gotta go to your closet and deal with God. You get what I'm saying? You gotta pray for God to like take this release me of what happened. You know, take this stronghold off me because this is not where I want to be. It's just like when you know you're elevating in life and you're still holding a grudge about something with somebody. You're not gonna receive those blessings because you're still holding a grudge on something that might just be so petty when you could just go and say, you know what, it's not worth it. Let's just leave it alone. Can we move on from
that? Don't mean you gotta be best friends now.
No, it don't.
It's just that you're letting it go. With your spouse, you're always gonna be best friends. So it's like, why hold that? Because it like honestly, it torments you. Yeah. Imagine like thinking about like, for example, like the affair scenarios. If there's marriages out there that goes through affairs, you know, I can imagine as a wife or whoever did the, you know, even the husband, I can imagine the torment, the struggle, the challenges, and the imagery, you know, because the devil comes in, he sneaks in, and now you start thinking about this. So imagine the blessing that you're blocking when you're always having that resentfulness and that anger and that negative thing. So now you're blocking a better bond with you and your spouse that could have grew because of that.
And now it's like emotional suicide.
Yeah, I remember one time you told me, you were like, if that person, you were like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just not be together.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what was going on. You told me one time, you were like, if that's what's happening, then what's the point of forgiving and staying?
Right.
You might as well just cut it quits.
Cut it quits if you can't move on.
The next one is commitment to one another, to show love, to grow through thick and thin, and you gotta sacrifice something always in your marriage. Like marriage is commitment, and marriage is just one hand in hand when it comes to sacrifice, when it comes to because at the end of the day, you're sacrificing something for your spouse. You know what I mean? Like, it's committed. Like, you committed. If you really go by the vows till death do us part, you committed through thick and thin. They say through sickness and in health, through this, through that. It's not like, oh, he lost his job, he don't got nothing, so I'm out. I'm gonna go find me a rich dude because I'm tired of him. Or, oh, he's sick, he's not feeling good, he got some, even if it's a for real serious illness, and I'm gonna find me a dude that's, not sick and young and got all this bread. Like,
yeah,
you just can't pick and choose. Like, if that's not marriage, that's not committed, that's not being fully committed to your marriage.
And that's like you said, that's your bond. That's your bond between both of you guys. You made a commitment, and this is the thing. One thing is to make a commitment straight to the person, but when
you made a commitment to God,
under
God to God, with this union. And then, so my thing about this, baby, is this is why it's so serious about who you marry. Like, you really got to think who you marry. Like, it's not just, oh, he's my baby daddy, so I'm gonna get married, or oh, I love him for 3 weeks, so I'm gonna get married. Like, you really got to think, like, who I'm marrying, is this the right one? That's why they say do premarital counseling, go to regular counseling, let everything out, everything, because you're in it to like win it. Like they say, like, quits. No, I'm sick of him. Throw the towel. I'm done.
And let me throw one thing in there about commitment, right? And commitment is your bond, right? But this is the main thing about commitment. You gotta commit to being a better version of yourself every day.
Oh, spice it up.
Yeah, every day.
Day.
You gotta make a commitment and saying, you know what? When you wake up in the morning, and this is what I put in my mind, like recently, like every morning that I wake up now, I'm like, I want to be the better version than I was yesterday. If you're not being a better version than what you were yesterday, then what you doing?
Nothing.
You're backtracking, right? It's only two ways you can do this life thing right here. You can either move forward and start elevating, or you're gonna digress and not do nothing, right? So
that's why commitment is so real.
That's why. So that's why when you wake up in the morning, you got to be grateful that you got another morning.
Oh, wait. That's next.
Oh, what?
Grateful. It's coming up.
Okay.
It's coming up.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, and you got to say, you know what? I'm happy I woke up. I'm about to elevate today.
Yeah, what we doing?
Like your mind,
waking up excited.
Yeah, your mind got to be like, you know what? I'm about to beat what yesterday version of me was.
And being happy, being committed to that person. Like, if you're honestly upset, angry, miserable, pissed, bored, lonely with your spouse, feeling that commitment is hard. Because it's like, man, why I'm committed to this? I'm not happy with me, with him, with this, with us, the kid. Like, you got to work, like you said, it's self-care.
Yeah.
What goes in and then comes out. So working on me, to be better for him, for us, for the family. The next one is communication. This one is good. And all these, remember, these are priorities in marriage. So they're all going to be amazing.
Yes.
And try to do them all. Try to have all 11 of these in your marriage day to day.
So communication, people always say, yeah, communication is about, hearing the person out, thinking about what they would think in those different situations. Are you yarning? You better not. Anyway.
I gotta take a mini nap because we got a midnight call tonight.
But communication, what improves, what helps communication is improving by spending more quality time.
Bing, 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 bing.
The key.
Touchdown.
The more quality time you spend, the better the communication gets between you guys.
Why is that? You go outings, you do dates. It even says certain things to do, spending time together. Like, how are you gonna build communication with your spouse if you're in the kitchen and he's in the dining room or in the bedroom doing something else? Or how are you gonna build communication when you're the one always doing the groceries and he's on his phone at the house? Like sometimes Brandon be like, "Do you want me to go to the grocery store?" Yeah. He'd be like, "I really don't want to," and I'm like, "But I want you to." And he'll come and he'll be like, "Oh, yeah." At first he'd be kind of like, "Eh," but then he'd be like, "Okay, I want this, I want that," and then we enjoy the moment. Like you gotta enjoy. At the end of the day, enjoying every moment with your spouse every day, because any day your spouse can be gone.
And
that's it. Like just real. Like their spouse cannot be here tomorrow.
And you should not be given the silent treatment to get back at your spouse.
There he goes. He was just waiting to talk about this. Moving forward, talk daily, weekly meetings. You discuss your desires, your affections, and emotions. And like Brandon said, you want to use words with love and kindly.
Now, if you're in the part of where you're not speaking and you say, "You know what?
I'm done talking to you."
You're done talking to me. Give that person that time, because like I said, that gives them time to really evaluate what just went
I don't
down.
like when Brandon does that. He did it to me the other day, and like 5 minutes later I came back and I was trying to give him kisses and stuff, and he was like, "Get off me." I was like, "No, come here." He's like, "No."
That wasn't enough time for me to digest the situation.
He was like, "No, get out." And I'm like, "That's so mean."
So I needed time to digest the situation so then I could really approach her the way that I want to approach her.
Whatever. I came back 3 minutes later.
Instead of frustration.
I was coming back every 3 minutes. Like, "You done? Can I give you kisses? Can you give me a kiss?" But I did it. I know it's not the best, but whatever. I did. And eventually, one of those times, he said, "Yeah." And he moved over and gave me a kiss. I was like, "Yes, I'm in there." And then he let me grab on him, because I know, like, when he don't let me grab her, he'd be like, that means he's still in that vibe. But I was able to like win him in, and I was like, "Yes, I'm back in there." What else? Faithfulness. Bottom line with faithfulness, honestly, one word, and it's called loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it.
And faithfulness is not just about sex.
Ooh, talk about it.
You gonna quit these yawning?
I'm not yawning.
You doing something?
Talk about it.
So, faithfulness is not just about sex, about being faithful with sex. It's also keeping your vows. So you're being faithful and keeping your vows and being loyal. Loyalty.
His loyalty is royalty.
Right.
You should love him with all your heart, respect him, and bear his burdens. Faithfulness encompasses honesty, perseverance, and commitment. All these things. Faithfulness reflects how you abide by the vows you made to your partner.
Just what I
So you're being
said.
faithful. You're being faithful to your commitment in your marriage. Look at that. Bam. And you're being honest about it.
And when you're faithful, you don't feel insecure. You don't feel insecure about your marriage, Those are the things that, faithfulness brings. You feel secure instead of insecure. You feel confident.
Because the person's loyal to you.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like you could be at a family party and you're okay with walking away. You trust that you can walk away, and even if they bash your spouse, your trust is loyal to your spouse is loyal to you, and he's not gonna allow that. This is an example, right? It's an example. You got a cookout. Y'all know how it be. You're with the cousins, family. Everybody's hanging. Your spouse walks away. Somebody might say some slick comment. You know what I mean? You might have that one, family member that just got something to say all the time. And you trust that your spouse would hold your back, would have your back. The loyalty is there. Like, this is real. Like, I know me and Brandon, it happened, I think, once a while ago. I told him that one time. I was like, "Yo, when we were all talking with your family, I kind of felt like you didn't have my back." And he didn't even realize it. He was like, "Oh, I didn't see it like that." I'm like, "What? That's what I'm telling you. That's why we're communicating this." And then I was like, now we know if that ever occurs similar, like Brandon said, you're aware, oh, she don't feel comfortable, or she don't feel like I got her back with this. Let me simmer down or do A, B, and C like we discussed at home. That's where the communication comes in. All these things play, like it's like connect the dots. Connect the dots. Sex life. Ding, 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 ding. Why are you so excited, Brandon?
Because this is it for you, right?
This is our part.
This is our part.
Talking about me. You be in it too. Really, couple sex life diminishes within time. That's what they say. They say diminishes within time. However, it says, in fact, it is expected that your sexual experience with your partner should get better as the relationship gets older. Drops the mic. That's all you gotta tell me. Like, oh, it's gonna keep getting better as we're getting older? Brendan was like, oh, here we go. It's gonna be your part. Yup. As we get older, our experiences. So y'all should be experimenting. Spicing it up. Not the same old boring couple from 1912. And then the question is, though, what if you were already popping with your spouse at the beginning and then now is dying? Because I've heard of this. Like, oh, we used to get it in all the time. Yeah, we was young and 20 and loved. And now we're 40. We don't even talk. We don't even hang out. Well, this is why these other priorities are important. You communicate more. You spend time together more. You know, you talk about honesty more. You trust each other. You show the love. So these experiences can grow. Like, there's no reason why we should not be experimenting as we get older with our spouse with different things.
And like she said, if you was young and active, then that means you just get back into the shape.
Well, you know, what if it's health or something, or you know, you gotta get creative. You gotta do different things. You gotta understand your spouse. What else?
Keep learning each other.
Yes. I put staying engaged, so it's not just, you know, hit it and quit it like they say. Like, you stay engaged. Like, you know, you show the love, you show the intimacy. I put desires. You know, it says on here, you communicate with your spouse desires. Like, what if you married a virgin that's like new, but it might be one day? Or what if you married someone that only had one partner and they never experienced certain things, or they desired certain activities? And let me keep side note, just you and your spouse should be in the room. I'm not saying you got married and you never had your little threesome, now do it because now that's a desire. That's not what I'm saying. You need to do it before you get married, okay? Do that before you get married and settle that bucket list checklist, okay? Check.
That's in that simple place.
Just like that. Because once you're married, that one desire, you just gotta let it go. Mm-hmm. You gotta go live through your single friend or something with that. Look at Brandon. You said that real quick. You said that real quick.
That'll be the best thing.
So talk about, but there might be different desires. You know, you might, Halloween now, you might want to turn it up with some, I don't know, some craziness. Boom. Freaky deaky stuff. I don't know. Why not? Spice it up.
And, have fantasies that y'all both want to fulfill with each other.
That's a good one. We might need to write some stuff down.
No, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. You remember those popsicle sticks that we had?
In our marriage?
At our marriage.
In our wedding. I still have them.
Yeah. So they got popsicle sticks, and what did we have people put on them?
We had people put, like, things for us to do together.
And either sexual fun things or either just,
Yeah. They have sex games. They got sex books. We just finished reading a great marriage sex book. So it's important. Like, sex life is important.
You know what would be a good game? I just thought about this, right? Gosh. With the sex life. So if you say you double date in with, or just on couples date night, with more than just one couple, mm-hmm. but a couple couples, and you get the popsicle sticks, right? Mm-hmm. And you put down sexual fantasies that must be fulfilled before the next time y'all have that couples night, and you mix them up in a bowl. You better be some good friends with these people. Yeah, you mix them up. You don't want to be with like a bum ass person that you're like, what does she want me to do? No, you mix it up in a bowl, and you. We should do that with your brother. You gotta pull it out. With your brother, you gotta read you don't have to read it out, but you gotta fulfill that fantasy with your partner. We should do that with your brother and sister-in-law, and add some more couples since you invited. Yeah. You can even just do a paper. You don't have to do a popsicle. Yeah.
But so listen, so the reason why I go into this a lot is because I hear people say, well, you always talking about sex, you're always talking about this, and sex life is a priority in marriage. Honestly, it needs to be one of the top three. Like, yes, we need love and trust and honesty and forgiveness. Sex life really should be one of the top. Even maybe top five, but not after five. Like, it should not be number 9. That's ridiculous. But anyways, it's a big deal because this is why adultery happens. Hello, because it just happens. Men have, ideas and desires and things like that. Number 10, gratitude, attitude. I love gratitude. I've been learning about this so much, and I told y'all months ago, 10 compliments a day to your spouse saves a marriage. It's really 5, but I said 10, but it can save your marriage.
With the gratitude, this is just showing your spouse appreciation.
Daily.
And you should do this daily. It also keeps a positive vibe in your marriage. When you express gratitude for yourself.
When do we do gratitude, babe?
We do it first thing in the morning.
And with each other though.
When? Like, we usually do it the first thing in the morning. I do
Not together.
Oh, I usually do it first
Our gratitude, in marriage. Not just your life gratitude. When we give gratitude to each other.
But before we go to bed?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So every night before we go to bed, I don't know where this came from, but we just started doing it. Every night before we go to bed, we tell each other, we do gratitude. And if it's 3, if it's 5, it don't even matter. I'm just thankful. I'm just grateful. And it can be the same thing. Like, I say it all the time.
What about the gratitude that I woke you up with the past weekend? He was like, babe, where did that come from?
Oh, yeah. The other morning, Brandon randomly, I swear I think he had a bad dream and he doesn't want to tell me.
No.
But we woke up and we're in the bed and he was just like, I was like literally like this. Half the stuff I was going in and out. He's like, I'm so thankful for you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I chose you, and God guided me to be with you. He just was going deep. I was like, can you record this and like save it for later? But he was just going deep, like real. And I was just like, oh my God, that was just beautiful. And then of course. Like, who's not going to give your spouse some after that? I was like, yeah, you about to get this. Like, let's get it lit. Sex life is also priority.
And the gratitude also is one of those things that you could say, it's one of those little things that go a long way. It's one of those little things that go a long way. And it is really a big value in your marriage. Mm-hmm. It brings a lot of
Imagine
value.
If you don't feel valued at home. Imagine if your spouse never tells you, I'm thankful for you. I'm grateful for you. I'm glad we're married. I can't believe you're my spouse. I can't believe, God put you in my path. Like, we be going deep. Like, when I tell you, like, my mother be like, you so with Brandon. Yes, I be going in, yo. I be like, yo, I look at him and I just be like, I'm so grateful for you. I'm thankful. You're such a great father. You're such a great dad. You're such a great spouse. Like, I be going, sometimes he be like, leave me alone, or like, you want some, or like, what's up?
But, tomorrow's not promised. So, at least you did get to tell that person or say something about it, in that sense, because tomorrow's not promised.
And the last but not least, activities together. Number 11. Ding, 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 ding. What else? How would we close out number 11 without activities with your spouse if you're prioritizing your marriage? Wouldn't it make sense if you're having and doing activities with your spouse if marriage is your number one thing? For example, like Brandon said, you got time, right? What are you doing? You're either going to work, you're either doing a hobby, you're either talking to your friends, you're either reading a book. You're always doing something. Always. You might be, even if you're just sitting on the couch watching a movie, you're watching a movie. Even if you're sitting down taking a nap, you're taking a nap. If you think you're just idle, you're really never idle. You're thinking, you're, on the computer, you're this, you're that. So we got to work on our marriages, filling in those gaps with spending the time with the spouse. So instead of watching, 10 series of some Netflix show, take them 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever hours out, and go read a book with your spouse. Go walking with your spouse. Cook dinner with your spouse. It doesn't always have to be out dates.
Yeah, it could be exercising.
Brandon loves exercise together. He just be always in my butt, like, boop, boop. I'm like, dude, can you leave my cheeks alone? So I do it back. I'm like, I'm doing it back to you. I do kisses in between the exercise, and I'm like, ooh, you look
Cooking
good.
together.
And, we haven't done that in a while, but yeah, cooking together. It strengthens the bond, like you said earlier. It builds that communication, and you're building that time together. Which, remember, we go back. If you're spending that time together, you're building on that communication. You're opening that heart on your spouse. So, activities together. If you're at a place that you don't like to spend activities with your spouse or do something with them, figure out why. What is causing that tension? Is it because when you hang out, you guys argue? Is it because when you hang out, she gets jealous? Is it because when you hang out, he doesn't give you attention? Or y'all hang out and he's on the phone all the time? Like, there's so many details about activities together. What do you not like? Brandon used to not like hanging out with me a lot. He used to just be like, okay, whatever, babe, you're talking a lot, you're on your phone, I don't want to hear it, blah, blah, blah. But we learned that we have to work through that. Are you paying her attention when you're spending time together? Or you're just like, yo, let's watch a movie? No, I honestly believe watching movies is not really spending time with your spouse. You're really just watching a movie, two people watching a movie. You're not talking, unless you're like cuddling, holding hands, and maybe you might give a kiss, something, or might fall asleep. I don't know. It doesn't really count, I think. But anyways, that was 11 activities, 11 things to keep, 11 priorities in marriage. Let's work on that. We're here to help you guys grow your marriage, enlighten your marriage, empower your marriage, and just, keeping God in the mix.
And again, if you're not married, these are notes that you could take. So when you get married, you can use these to bring great value.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna go ahead and go. I gotta take my nap because at 12 o'clock I gotta be back in these charts. We're about to listen. These millions is coming during the recession. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. During the recession, these millions are coming. It's like, words are powerful, and y'all gonna see my millions, our millions, and be like, oh, I remember that night she was on a call talking about marriage, and she was gonna go take a nap because she gotta get on a midnight money bag call. Absolutely.
She's the female plug to the trade.
You're good at it too.
I know.
We both are. I just been more heavy getting into classes again and engaging, and once I start getting a couple bags every, boom, 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 I get excited and I'm like, oh, let's get back in the chart. Let's learn some more. And if it goes negative like 3 seconds, you just, get out. I'm about to, you're not taking my money no more. But anyways, message me, recession proof, different incomes. We y'all know we the plug to everything. I don't even care what.
Yeah.
Travel, food, exercise, money, what else? We got plugs to tax people. Yeah, if we not the plug, we got the plug. That's the way it should be, right? Multiple streams and knowing people and networking and things like that. But anyways, we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed night.
You're gonna be on tomorrow.
I will. What are we talking about? No idea.
God always rains down something on her in the middle of the day, and which it brings a lot of value because she thinks hard about what does she really want to talk to, what the women need to hear, what the wives need to hear, what the women just need to hear.
And some wives don't even pay me no mind, but y'all need to get it together for y'all lose the husband.
So, it's good.
That should be my topic.
It's good. She goes in on women, Ladies Night Thursday. I was going to say Women Wednesday. But Lady Night Thursday, guys. Stay in. Like I said, we are on YouTube at Barker Family. Barker, Barker Family. Like and subscribe. Go there.
And what's our Instagram?
Our Instagram is Marriage Porn. P.O.R.N. Stands for Pure, Open, Renew, and Navigate.
You like that.
Right? Follow us on Instagram so you can check out these live. Subscribe and like to our YouTube. If you go to our YouTube, man, we got over how many videos now?
I don't even know. At least 100 by now.
If not 100, close to 100 with different topics, different contents. Check it out. You would love it. Just go through some of the videos and see what you like. Pick out something that it works.
And if you're not, you don't want to save your marriage. Yeah. Like, honestly, that's how I feel. Like, there's too many outlets out here. real talk and loving and this and that to help marriages, to uplift, to empower, to grow. And I'm not saying we're perfect, but like tonight's call, it wasn't just us. It was research. It was, God talking to us. It was the book. So it's more. It's not just, oh, they've been married, 6 years. I'm not listening. And no, be humble. Maybe you should listen to a 6-year, wedding people. We have been together 13. That counts. However that counts,
And the one thing that I noticed that a lot of people that do tune into is they say, you know what, I love the fact that y'all transparent.
Uh-oh, who's calling you at this
calling?
time? Your brother. All right.
So,
we're not calling back. I want to pray. They know better.
Like,
who calling at 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Ain't no play no games. I answer the call. Mrs. Barker, how can I help you?
So the fact that we transparent, right, and like I said, these topics is a lot of things that we go through.
And you guys better take advantage of this free sauce, because eventually this is about to be on Oprah.com's network. I'm telling y'all, and it's going to happen. We're going to be on Oprah's network. We're going to be on several sitcoms, shows, TV, something. Something, somewhere, somehow is going to happen. And then y'all going to be like, oh, Jen, no. Jen is talking to Oprah. We're in Africa helping the kids at the school. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, go ahead. You want to pray? I pray? Who's praying?
You want me to pray?
Of course.
You always love for me to pray, don't you?
You be getting deep.
Okay.
Go talk to God. You asked him.
Here we go. So everybody here. Spirit of the living God, thank you for giving us these 11 amazing priority studies for actually just keeping your marriage in priority and in perspective of growing your marriage, right? Father, we just thank you for blessing us with the word, the spirit, to just be an outlet to everybody that is married and to people that are about to get married and that are people that might be going through some troubled times in their marriage right now. We just wanted to be an aid to a lot of people around the world, to a community that we know that needs love, guidance, and some information. I'm glad that we're able to be transparent with anybody that's on here and just give great value to people that tune in. Thank you for all the blessings you sent down. And please let no one separate any marriage, no enemy come between any marriage. Rebuke anything that is not of your will in the marriage. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Y'all be wondering why he be getting so much. He be so fine praying. Ooh, if your man don't turn you on when he prays or he's in the Bible, get you another man, okay? No, stop. Bye, y'all. Have a blessed one. Oh, too silly. Silly goose.